Look around you for a second. Right now, your brain is running a silent process that convinces you of something that feels unquestionably true, that you are the rational main character of this story, and everyone else is, at best, a supporting role with a badly written script. You forgive yourself easily, but you are merciless with others. And no, this is not a personality trait. It's not arrogance. It's not even something you chose. It's a factory defect in the hardware inside your skull. Before we go any further, if you're interested in how the human mind quietly breaks reality like this, hit like and subscribe. It helps this channel keep running more error reports like this one. Now imagine this. You're walking down the street or sitting in an office. Someone bumps into you and keeps moving without apologizing. Less than a second passes. Your system has already reached a verdict. They're rude. They're inconsiderate. That tells me everything I need to know. In that instant, something extreme just happened. Your brain took one fragment of behavior and collapsed an entire human being into a single negative label, a symbolic deletion. But what if I told you that what feels like sharp perception is actually your system lying to you to save energy? What you experience as clarity is a cognitive mirage. This is the first visible crack in the system we're examining today. An error so common that it quietly shapes who you admire, who you resent, and who you keep at a distance. The reality you perceive is not a mirror, it's a distortion machine. And the main gear driving that distortion has a name: Fundamental Attribution Error. This is the diagnosis. It's the part of the system that prefers the simplicity of a clean explanation over the messiness of real circumstances. It forces you to explain other people's behavior in terms of who they are, while explaining your own behavior in terms of what happened to you. When you arrive late, the system loads context. Traffic was impossible. Something unexpected came up. The environment failed you. When someone else arrives late, the context is deleted. They don't respect other people's time. They're irresponsible. That's just who they are. Do you see the asymmetry? Your system builds a world where you have reasons and everyone else only has flaws. This glitch isn't random. It didn't appear by accident. It's an old survival shortcut that once helped humans make fast judgments under pressure. In a dangerous environment, hesitation could get you killed. Speed mattered more than accuracy. But that same shortcut never updated. In the modern world, it doesn't protect you, it isolates you. And the distortion goes much deeper than strangers on the street. It leaks into your relationships, your politics, and the way you interpret success. When someone else succeeds, your system scans for external variables: luck, connections, perfect timing. When you succeed, the narrative flips: hard work, talent, merit. The system casts you as the hero of your own movie and turns everyone else into poorly written antagonists or disposable extras. This bias acts like a silent filter over every social interaction you have long before you speak. It creates the illusion that you are complex, nuanced, and context-rich, while everyone else is flat, predictable, and defined by their worst moment. Think about the last viral clip you saw of someone losing control. 30 seconds of footage was enough for your system to pass judgment on their entire character. You didn't see the burnout, the stress, the invisible weight they were carrying. You didn't see a person. You saw a glitch and mistook it for their identity. This shortcut is incredibly efficient for a brain that wants to conserve energy, but it's devastating for a world that requires empathy to function. Your mind prefers a simple universe of heroes and villains because a reality full of tired, inconsistent, and overwhelmed humans is too expensive to compute. And here's the unsettling part. You're doing this right now. Even as you listen to these words, your system is quietly judging intent, tone, and motive. It's designed to keep you unaware of its own unfairness, to make you feel righteous while being profoundly inaccurate. How many bridges have burned because your system refused to load someone else's context? How many enemies were created out of people who were simply having a bad day? This error is fundamental because it sits at the foundation of our social friction. And until you learn to notice the flicker in the screen, you remain trapped inside a distorted simulation of your own making. So why would a system as sophisticated as the human brain ship with a flaw this obvious? The answer isn't philosophical. It's economical. Your brain is an expensive machine. It makes up about 2% of your body weight, yet it burns roughly 20% of your daily energy. Every extra second of deep thinking, empathy, or contextual analysis has a biological cost: time, focus, glucose. In the environments where this system was built, those resources were limited. Thousands of years ago, stopping to carefully analyze why a stranger was acting aggressively wasn't a sign of intelligence, it was a liability. Spending 5 minutes considering context could get you injured or killed. The brain learned a brutal lesson: speed beats accuracy. So it optimized. It learned to take shortcuts, to cut corners, to decide fast and move on. Being wrong about someone's character was a small price to pay. Being slow to react to a potential threat was fatal. We are not the descendants of the thoughtful and patient. We are the descendants of the fast and the judgmental. That's why this glitch survived. It's a fossilized survival tactic, still running in a world it doesn't recognize. A piece of ancient code trying to operate inside skyscrapers, traffic jams, and social media feeds. But the problem isn't just speed, it's perspective. When you act, your attention is pointed outward. You see the rain, the broken elevator, the unread emails, the crying child, the pressure stacking up. Your environment is unavoidable because it's literally what your eyes are on. You experience yourself as a person inside a situation. But when you look at someone else, they become the entire frame. They are the figure. Everything else fades into the background. Their stress, their losses, their context. To your system, those things are noise. So the brain makes a simple call. The person is the cause. The environment is irrelevant. This creates a perspective trap, one that feels like objectivity, but is actually a trick of the light. A biological illusion that rigs the system in your favor, casting you as the victim of circumstance and everyone else as the author of their own failure. And the glitch gets worse when your internal resources are low. The more tired, stressed, hungry, or rushed you are, the more aggressively the system leans on these shortcuts. When energy drops, nuance is the first thing to be sacrificed. When you're running late, you don't have the mental bandwidth to imagine that the slow driver in front of you might be grieving, distracted, or inexperienced. The system doesn't care. It compresses them into a single label: obstacle. This is the biological tax of consciousness. When energy runs low, we stop seeing people and start seeing targets. The world collapses into binaries: us and them, good and bad, useful and useless. Complexity is deleted the moment the system switches into power-saving mode. Now, zoom out for a second. If everyone around you is running this same outdated code, then we're all walking through a fog of mutual misperception, reacting not to people but to simplified avatars we've constructed in our own minds. We treat other people's mistakes as moral failures. We treat our own identical mistakes as unfortunate accidents. This asymmetry is the hidden engine behind most unnecessary conflict. It's why arguments escalate, why resentment lingers, and why dehumanization feels so easy. You're not just misjudging people. You're living inside a reality edited by a survival instinct that hasn't received an update in tens of thousands of years. But once you notice the flicker in the screen, something changes. You start to wonder if this code is truly unchangeable, if an error this deep can be interrupted, if a system built to misjudge can learn to hesitate. And that question leads us to the only part that actually matters: the patch. To install a patch for an error this deep, you have to accept an uncomfortable truth. Your first impression of almost everyone is wrong. The patch is not automatic. There is no background update for a flaw like this. What you're installing is a manual override, and it requires you to interrupt the momentum of your own thoughts. It begins with a single forced question. Every time you feel the urge to judge, to label, to reduce someone to a flaw, you inject this line into the system. What is the invisible variable? This is the context rule. You assume, by default, that there is information missing, that behind the behavior you're reacting to, there is a pressure you cannot see. Stress, fear, exhaustion, loss, or something painfully ordinary, like a day that simply collapsed under its own weight. You deliberately fill the empty space around that person with possibilities until they stop being a flat object and regain depth. It feels unnatural because it is. You're asking a machine optimized for speed to slow down and run a forensic analysis. You're forcing a system designed to judge to hesitate. But hesitation is the override. If you refuse to apply this patch, the consequences are predictable. Your social reality stays hostile. Bridges keep burning before you even notice they existed. You remain locked in a world populated by idiots and villains, fueled by a constant sense of friction and low-grade rage. It feels righteous, it feels justified, and it's almost always wrong. By seeing only the actor and never the stage, you trap yourself in a reality where no one is ever good enough, because no one is ever allowed to be human. You become loyal to standards you could never survive if they were applied to you without context. This glitch doesn't just distort others, it distorts the truth. But there is a quiet power in the override. When you begin accounting for context, the world becomes less personal. The spike of anger you feel when someone is late, rude, or inefficient starts to dissolve, not into forgiveness, but into clarity. You realize something unsettling. Most of what you experience as an attack isn't aimed at you at all. It's just other systems struggling to function under their own load. And that realization changes how you move through reality. You stop wasting energy on reactive judgment. You negotiate instead of escalating. You stay operational while others spiral. Not because you're morally superior, but because you're no longer running blind. You're not erasing the glitch, you're managing it. And that means staying alert. The system will try to revert to its factory settings the moment your energy drops. When you're tired, when you're hungry, when you feel threatened. The glitch is patient. It waits for those moments to reassert itself, to whisper that you are the center and everyone else is just malfunctioning scenery. The screen will flicker, the labels will try to stick, but now you know what's happening. The person in front of you is not a prop. They are a system as complex and unstable as your own. Forget that, and the distortion takes over. Remember it, and you regain control. Your mind is a distortion machine, but now you know how to read the error logs. If this report helped you see through the glitch, synchronize with the network. Subscribe for future error reports and system updates. Every like helps this signal reach other systems still running on default settings. And if you've caught your own perception failing before, log it in the comments. We're reading the reports. Until the next error log, keep your eyes on the screen. The system never stops running. Stay awake.